Welcome back to another episode of Coffee with Coach. In the office of the Mastermind, the head coach of the Nanooks, Mr. Erik Largen, back from a trip against Bowling Green. Tell us a little about the series this weekend, Coach, and how's the trip?
Yeah, trip was good. Friday night, obviously it's a score 8-0. It's there's not a lot of positives to be able to draw from it, so it was a rough night to say the very least. And I mean, give credit to Bowling Green; they were all over us from the start and played really well in their rink and were physical against us. They made us, try to earn everything that we got and. Just suffocated us really on Friday, and then Saturday was a good bounce back effort by the guys and getting up on them early and finding a way to win in the 3-on-3 or 4-on-3, I guess, extra time.
Yeah, it's all good. But Friday, maybe not a lot of positives, but other than that, it could just be a momentum or a change of pace or a eye opener, if you will. It sounds like I think the momentum or the message last week, you said, was playoff hockey. Now in February. So is that sort of the effort you saw from the guys on Saturday?
Oh yeah, and give credit to them too. I mean, that was a playoff like weekend for them in terms of the way that they played us. I think they were out there to prove that what happened up here, wasn't the case for their team, and they came out hitting hard and playing fast and. Took control of a lot of areas of the game, and like you were saying, though, Saturday all of a sudden we were able to respond and got used to the pace of play. We were playing a lot faster, playing a lot quicker, getting pucks into their end a lot better, and power play was able to capitalize on a few opportunities there as well. And give credit to the guys. That's not an easy place to get points out of, and an easy place to win games, and especially on Saturday night when it was a packed house there too. So it was a good bounce back game for sure on Saturday.
When you and I previewed the games up here, about 4 weeks ago, you were looking forward to sort of the 4-game series, seeing them once here in Fairbanks, and then hopefully using some of that knowledge to strategize for the second series down in Bowling Green. And then now with the way the seedings are working out, Bowling Green in second with the Nanooks in seventh, this could very well be the same team we're matched up with again here coming up and again in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's funny, you don't always have that potential to play that many games against one team here down the stretch, and for us it could be our 6 games, 7 games here in a month and a half time. So both teams are going to be pretty familiar with one another if it does end up being a first round matchup, and I think it'll be a heck of a series just with the way that the game was left on Saturday. I think it was very competitive. It was a physical game. I don't think there's a lot of love lost for either side, and it'd definitely be a fun atmosphere to go down there and be able to compete with them in a playoff series.
Well, your Nanooks this year, with 31 points, eclipsing last year's season total of 30, 4 games left in the schedule. Obviously, this weekend being senior weekend, your last game's at home against Minnesota State, which is number 1 in the conference, firmly, and number 4 in the country, leading the country with 24 wins. What's the prospect for this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an emotional weekend. I mean, you have the seniors playing their last series at home again at the Carlson Center, and obviously our team's going to be up for that and wanting to put forth their best effort for those 4. And you got an opponent coming in here that arguably is one of the best, if not the best team in the country, and it's a team that we're very familiar with, having played them in the playoffs the last few years, and having them play the number of times that we played them too over the last couple of years as well, and know how good of a team they are, know how deep they are, know how hard a working group they are. And again, it's another test for us. I mean, we get to play Bowling Green, who's the second best team in the conference, and now you're playing the best team in the conference, so you get to really see how you stack up and what we need to do to find success in the playoffs.
Well, Minnesota State's also no stranger to senior weekend here in Fairbanks as well. 3 out of the last 5 years now, it's been the Mavericks coming to Fairbanks in the 2016 class, with Justin Woods and crew coming up with a big win against Mavericks here when they were number 1 in the country too. So it's certainly not insurmountable.
No, absolutely not. I think if especially with our group, I mean, we've had opportunities. I mean, we played Mankato twice in their building, and 6 power play goals is what we gave up against, and ended up losing both of those games 4-0 and then 3-1. But you look at the games, and first night didn't generate a lot. Second night I thought we played a lot better and get up 1-0, and then they scored 2 5-on-3 goals, and we had our chances to be able to tie the game, and they finished us late there in the last few minutes to make it 3-1. But I think with us, if we play the game the right way, we manage our game, we do what we need to do to find success, I think we can play with anyone in the country, and we're looking forward to the challenge at hand with Mankato.
Well, regardless of the opponent, you have 4 top-notch quality guys in your senior class this year. Tell us a little about Nick, Riker, Jack, and Chad.
Yeah, I mean, I think just talking, and starting with Jack Weiss, I mean, the type of character and person that he is, first and foremost, I mean, it's unbelievable. And what he's had to go through already, just in his time here with, battling cancer, coming back from it, and just the type of attitude that he brings on a consistent basis. He's very joyful to be around the rink, and he's a great personality to have in the locker room. And then you have Nicholas Koberstein, our captain, who's just a hard worker, lead by example type of player in person, and another guy with great character, and someone that his peer group, he was a unanimous selection for a captain this year, and someone that our guys want to follow and does a great job of leading. And and then you have Chad Staley, who's another guy that's so well liked in the locker room, and a great personality, great person. He's done a really good job too. I think he's someone that's fights his way to earn more and more ice time every single practice, every single game, and does a really good job. And someone that's can work with the puck on his stick. And then Riker Lear, who's done a good job as our assistant captain this year, and has done a great job of holding other guys accountable and leading the group. So I think the big thing that sticks out is how good of people they are first and foremost, and obviously they're contributing in a lot of different ways on the ice too for us.
What are you hoping to see out of the last 4 games going into the playoffs? I mean, obviously you don't have to leave the state of Alaska until the postseason, but obviously you probably have some goals that you want to see for the team the next 4 games.
Yeah, I don't know if there's obviously outside of the Governor's Cup and us having success there and winning the Governor's Cup, something we've talked about, all season long. But I think in terms of wins and losses, not necessarily looking at that, but just the way that we play, making it hard for a team like Mankato. Slowing down their transition and making the game really muddy, making the game really hard, making the game tough on them. I think that's kind of as a staff what we're looking for. And, I think at times on Saturday night we were able to do that against Bowling Green, but just seeing it more consistently against a top-notch program in Mankato. And then, going into Anchorage, it's, like you said before, it's the Governor's Cup, and that's what's going to matter. It's finding a way to bring the cup back to Fairbanks again this year.
Well, certainly you'll have your chance, and the stage is set. It's a 1-1 split so far, and everything's going to be decided down there in Anchorage. But first, Mankato on the agenda this weekend. Last home series for the Nanooks this year. Thanks for your time, Coach. 4 big seniors going out. Let's hopefully get the barn packed. We do have 2 round-trip tickets for Alaska Airlines being given away this weekend with a chance to enter on Friday. Got to be there on Saturday to win, too, and it's a big one. We hope to see the barn packed out there for the Carlson Center for these guys, and hope to send you guys down to Anchorage with some momentum and bring that Governor's Cup back home.
Absolutely. Thanks, Britton.
Of course, we'll be right back here on Coffee with Coach. A little detour in our program. We'll have all 4 of our seniors here, so stick around. All right, welcome back to another episode of Coffee with Coach. A little bit of a detour this week. We have all 4 of our seniors, the class of 2019, joining us here as they get ready to take on Minnesota State Mankato for their final home series of their hockey careers here at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Got Jack Weiss over here to my right, Chad Staley right across from him, Mike Early to my left, and Nicholas Koberstein, our captain, to our right. Guys, how's your senior years going so far? And Chad, let's start with you.
It's been great. Just really trying to soak it all in. Really, this is our last go at it, so there's been a lot of moments that you want to keep in your memory bank for the rest of your life. So really just trying to soak it in and enjoy it with the boys, and it's been a good year. So we want to finish strong.
Yeah. And Jack, let's rewind a little bit. 2015, you guys are committing to spend the next 4 years of your life here at UAF. You're coming to Alaska, long ways away from Minnesota.
Yep.
What convinced you to come here to UAF, and what made this place special?
Well, it was actually a pretty late commit. I remember getting a phone call probably a week prior to school starting, and kind of a dream come true phone call, and it kind of on a whim, and came up here, and didn't know what to expect, but it's been awesome to ride with these 4 guys. We started with 8, but to have these 3, I guess, still here, it's really amazing. haven't regretted it one bit.
Yeah, I know your college career here kind of took a little bit of an unfortunate turn. It's been probably a little special for you to get back on the ice this year. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's a bit of a whirlwind last year. It kind of made me appreciate things quite a bit more. You take things for granted. You wake up some days and it's not really, you're not feeling it. You're not feeling like working hard or whatever it may be. But I think I enjoy the struggle a bit more. Waking up and kind of tired, fatigued, or whatever it may be. Just because last year was a bit tougher, and being away from the guys and my friends, and so it made me appreciate things a lot more for sure.
And Riker, sort of on a similar vein to kind of your coming up here to Fairbanks. What's the transition to Alaska been like, and how's this place treated you 4 years here?
Oh, it's been good. Kind of the same as home a little bit in Red Deer with the weather and stuff like that. So it wasn't a big thing, but coming here, it was good to experience Division I college hockey, obviously, and start your first game against St. Cloud State, who is one of the nation, so you get to know how to play pretty quick. You look at our freshman year and then all the way to our senior year, I think we've been getting better each year. We've already had, I think, our more WCHA points than we did last year, so that's always good with 4 games left. And then I think the final step for us is just getting past and getting everyone ready to win a playoff series, something that we haven't done yet up here and something that we want to do. And then after one series, you focus on the next one.
And Nick, also an Alberta kid, coming to Fairbanks in 4 years here. And you've had a lot of interviews this week, and I don't want to take it too hard on you at this point, but same sort of question. Tell us about coming to Alaska and how UAF has treated you so far.
Well, like they all said, it was a pretty easy decision to come up here. It's once you hear about the group of guys and the community up here and the school, and the pride that the school has for the team, it's something else to be a part of that. And it's not like a big school atmosphere. I kind of like the little school atmosphere where everyone's so close on our team. We're so close knit. All the traveling, we're always spending time together, and just the group of guys up here is something else, and it's pretty cool to have a brotherhood like that you'll be a part of for life.
Yeah, and all 4 of you have watched the senior classes before you all take their victory lap and have skated the last game. Mankato's been no stranger to senior weekend. 3 of the last 5 have been against Minnesota State. Obviously, 2016 they were number 1 in the country at the time, and Justin Wood's senior class of 2016 took them down. Facing those guys this weekend, how special would it be to come away with 6 points?
Oh, that'd be awesome. And that's something that we're all excited for, and we've been looking forward to it for a long time. But at the same time, it's a little bittersweet in the fact that it's our last home game. So, it would be something very special to do that.
How about you, Chen?
Yeah, it's going to be a special weekend. I mean, last game's in the Carl. Fairbanks becomes your home when you come up here, but the rink becomes your home within a home, kind of. So we've had a lot of great moments and a lot of heartbreak on that rink. So, it's going to be a special weekend. Glad our families will come up and experience it with us. And, trying to end on a good note.
For sure. A lot of people talk about the travel that the Nanooks have to go through. Obviously, it's no stranger for us being 3,000 miles away from almost every other school, excluding Anchorage, of course. And what's been some of your favorite road memories from all the travels? Start with Jack, I guess.
I'd have to go. I think going to Mankato is always a nice one for me, just because it's pretty close to home and I can get a lot of family and friends to come watch. But I think one that sticks out was freshman year. We went to Wisconsin, and playing in that barn was pretty cool. They got a lot of students, and that atmosphere was pretty fun.
Yeah, I almost made that trip too. I was trying to work out ways to get to the Winter Classic that year and didn't quite work out. Unfortunately, the lockout. But no, that Wisconsin's a great barn. It would have been fun to be a part of. How about you, Riker?
I think there's a lot of good barns here in WCHA, which are good too. Mitch Tech's always fun to play in, good atmosphere, stuff like that. ASU is kind of cool because it brings you back to when you're just a little kid playing in a small rink like that. I think what sticks out for me is honestly last weekend, Bowling Green. That place was electric. Honestly, we didn't perform how I wanted to on Friday night, and then we come back and get a huge win in overtime to kind of boost our minds and stuff. But that rink was playoff atmosphere, sold out, fans all over. They didn't sit down the entire game, and then we come out with the win. That was probably one of the more special road trips for me.
Yeah, being up 3-1 in the first period too, especially after the unfortunate results Friday night, that had to be pretty special. Nick, away from sort of the hockey rinks, obviously being on the road, you guys spent a lot of time together, studying, traveling, in hotels and practice rinks and bus rides, stuff like that. Who's probably the funnest person you've been on the bus with the last couple of years you've been here?
Oh, jeez. I mean, it kind of changes every week. Everyone has their moments, and depends what time. I guess time of the day. If it's midnight, some guys are all sleepy and stuff. It really depends. I think. I honestly can't think of one off the top of my head.
Well, you probably, as a captain, you probably don't want to single any guys out. That's what I'm hearing, right?
No, just a lot of funny guys on the team. So they have their moments. Everyone.
Well, it's important. Everybody's got to come together and
Yeah.
kind of be part of that team, right? Now, all four of you guys are on pace to get degrees in some fashion from UAF. Let's what if obviously pro hockey would be ideal for all four of you guys, but tell us about your major and your degree programs you guys have been a part of so far here at UAF. Jeff?
So I'm getting a degree in psychology and finishing up my minor in bio right now. Haven't decided if I want to pursue a master's yet, but if I do, then I might look into getting into sports psychology or clinical psychology. That's a decision that I haven't made yet, but yeah, I'm looking forward to graduate with that degree and see what I can do with it.
Yeah, how about you, Jeff?
I'm in the business program, getting a business administration major. I think it's been pretty fun. I learned a lot of stuff. We'll see what happens next year. Hopefully, maybe get into a master's program as well, but we'll see.
Riker?
Yeah, I'm business, more into the finance side of it, but not really. It's been a good experience, learning a lot of stuff, but not too sure
What's next?
what's happening in the summer or next year, to be honest. So just kind of take it day by day and focus on beating Mankato right now. So
There you go. Nick?
Yeah, like Riker said, looking pretty short term for now. I'm in a business administration degree, and I'm just keeping it general, keep the doors open. I guess don't want to close up any doors at this point. And I've enjoyed it a lot, and it's cool. Like I like learning classes that you can relate to like real life stuff and stuff that you see every day. So.
Is there anyone that you want to thank or say thanks to, faculty, students, mentors, whatever here that helped you on the way?
Oh, so many people. That's what we're so fortunate about, and that's one big thing about why this hockey team is so cool is that we have such a good support system. Different professors reaching out and helping us. I mean, Amy Cooper, David Barnes, those people always reach out so much for us on the school side of things.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Andrea Greenberg because she's helped me a lot. She's been my advisor, and she's also taught a lot of the classes I've taken, a lot of my psych classes, and just because most guys are in business, they don't really get their chance to be recognized. So she really did a lot for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a little 3-on-1 sort of situation
Yeah.
here. 3 business guys and 1 psychology guy. But now, any potential camaraderie here for the Governor's Cup here? Obviously, the first series with the split kind of set the drama for some stage works and fireworks down in Anchorage here in a couple weeks. I know you're not looking ahead of Mankato, but obviously getting the Governor's Cup for what could be a 10th straight year for UF is going to be pretty special as your senior class.
Yeah, I mean, we're 3 for 3 right now. Want to make it a clean sweep, so yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, looking forward to it for sure. That's always one of the biggest parts of the year, so I think we're ready for it.
Awesome. Anything else you guys want to close out with before we let you guys go?
I'll just look forward to seeing the town out in the Carlson Center this weekend. Let's fill that place.
Yeah, for sure. Riker, how about you?
no, just focus on winning and maybe move up a spot in the standings for a better playoff position. So you never know. And then when you go to Anchorage, anytime you're in Anchorage, you want to win. So we've had a pretty good track record our 3 years in Anchorage against them in that barn. So you want to keep that going as that senior class. You can pass it on to the next senior class and the next one, and then just keep that tradition alive that we're the better program than them.
Yeah, well, 4 games left in the season. You guys have 31 points, which, as you mentioned earlier, is now eclipsed last year's season total. Nanooks sit in 7th place with a chance to potentially catch Michigan Tech for 6th. This weekend, obviously, the last home weekend against Minnesota State Mankato, number 1 in the WCHA, number 4 in the country. It's a big weekend, and hopefully the 4 of you guys can come out with a win this weekend and hang your hat on that one. That'd be one to mark for sure. This weekend, Carlson Center, 7:07 p.m. Stars. Got a chance to win 2 round-trip tickets in Alaska Airlines this weekend, too. If you come out Friday, you can enter the Face-Off Club table. Got to be there Saturday as well to win. So we'll see you out there in Forces this weekend. And go Nooks. Thanks for your service here, boys. Let's go get them up.
Thank you.
Yeah.